What's going on, everybody? Keen947, aka Wolfkeen here with a Wolf's Word. Now, today on a Wolf's Word, I'm going to be talking about a game that just came out this Tuesday, which is probably one of my most anticipated games of 2012. A game which has been in the making for about, 8-9 years? That's about around the time when I first heard of it, back when I was 13, 12 years old. I'm, of course, talking about Max Payne 3. Now, I played through Max Payne 3 on stream, so if you were watching my streams, you would see that I played from start to finish and beat the game. Off camera, I played the multiplayer and I played the various game modes. So first off, let's get into the most important part about the game, the story. I have no clue I don't know how many years ago it's been since the second Max Payne. I have no clue. It doesn't tell you, but what you can tell from the intro of the game, which leads to the main menu, is that Max is trying his best to try to forget, but he's in such a bad state where he's addicted to painkillers, he's drinking a lot, he's smoking a lot, he's coming home in bad shape. It's like he basically joined the school of drunken, washed up people, because it's the same area as Sam Fisher when he lost his daughter. And what's the guy's name? Ethan Thomas, I think, from Condemned 2, if I'm not mistaken. He's in the same range as those two characters. So basically, I think the name's back here. You work for this guy named Rodrigo Bronco. You work as security for Rodrigo Bronco. Basically, what happens is that Rodrigo Bronco and his family gets attacked by these unknown group of, I don't know, militia or something like that. And, of course, Rodrigo and his company keeps getting attacked. You, as Max Payne, being his personal bodyguard, has to protect him and his family. At one point, his wife, Fabiana, if I'm not mistaken, gets kidnapped, and Rodrigo is killed. So, now you go after them. At this point in the story, there's not a lot I can really say about the story because it's a little hard for me to explain. The story doesn't kickstart until after all this happens. But what I can tell you is, like I said, Max Payne is close to being washed up at this point. He's a drunk, he's no longer a cop, he's a personal bodyguard now. You find out what happens to him after the events of Max Payne 2 because they show flashbacks. Basically, in these flashbacks, you run into this guy named Bassos, who finds you in a bar in New Jersey. After a certain event where you killed someone, after a certain event, Bassos begins telling you that he could probably find you work as a bodyguard for Rodrigo Bronco. So, of course, Max is not up to it right away, but then, as events unfold, he finds no choice but to join him. Now, what can I say about the story? The story lasts about 8 to 10 hours long, which is good. I had fun with the story. It wasn't like the most gripping story, but what it's trying to do is that Max is trying to forget his past. He's trying to find a way to leave it all behind when his wife and daughter was killed in Max Payne 1. So he's trying to find a way to leave the past behind, trying to find any kind of way to forget about the past, which is why he turned to drinking, being addicted to painkillers and stuff like that. It's not helping him, however. Then when these events unfold where Fabiana and Rodrigo get killed, it's almost like a reenactment of what's going on, what happened to his family. Now he sees this family being torn, and he's trying to save this family. So, in a way, this is almost like a redemption attempt for Max when he tries to save Fabiana. So Max is trying to get redemption for what's happened to him in the past. But of course, during this job, he's left by himself and he's left right behind enemy lines, which puts him in a bad situation. All in all, the story's not that great. The story isn't as good as it could have been, but it's still a good story. To see Max as a character develop, because we all knew that he was just some psychotic killer. We didn't know too much about his past, only very little. It's like what's the word? They what I could say is that they allow us. He basically talks more about his past, what goes on in his mind, and stuff like that. So you can tell how fucked up Max is after all these years of losing his wife and daughter, and how this guilt that's going through him is haunting him and causing him to lose his state of mind, which I like a lot. Now, let's get into the shooting aspects of this game. It's just standard run-of-the-mill, run-and-gun shooting with some slow-mo. If you played the previous Max Payne games, you'll know these games are a direct rip-off of the John Woo movies. But we haven't had a game or movie, at least to my knowledge, we haven't had a game or movie that has, what's the word, exemplified the John Woo scheme. So, in a way, this is almost to itself. So, it's hit or miss depending on who you are. The slow-mo and the bullet dodge is essential in this game. You're going to want to do that. Basically, the bullet dodge is when you like jump sideways, start shooting. Bullet time is when you slow down time and you can actually see the bullets pass right by you, and you can actually hit your opponents a lot more better because they're shooting slower, but you're shooting faster, more accurate. They changed a couple of the aspects. Unlike other games, they took away the regenerating health. Because I felt like regenerating health in games was kind of getting annoying, that everybody could just take a few shots, run behind cover, be okay, and then get back in the fight. In this game, there is no regenerating health. You have to find painkillers, which is what Max is addicted to. You have to find painkillers in order for you to heal yourself. No painkillers, no healing, you're dead. Which is what I like. It creates a difficulty curve in the game. And the AI is not that stupid either. I cannot explain how many times I would stay behind cover. Unlike other games, I would stay behind cover and then an enemy would flank me with a shotgun. So one time I was right behind cover looking at a whole bunch of enemies on my right, figuring out how to take them on. Then an enemy on my left came and killed me in one shot with a shotgun because I didn't have any painkillers. So I died instantly. When that happened to me, I was like, holy crap, I didn't expect that. So they changed the AI. The AI personality and behavior is a lot better compared to other games. Now, that being said, that doesn't mean they're not too bright. They work in groups, which is good. But the thing about the AI, I think they're a little bit too smart. Like, you could be in cover for a long time watching these guys talk, and then they don't even see you right away, and they'll know, oh, he's right there! After a few seconds of them talking, they'll be like, oh, he's right there! Like, the AI, it's supposed to be like a scripted event that they know you're there. Which, I kind of feel like that's a little bit too smart. Shouldn't it be like they shouldn't see you unless they see you at the last second? And this game tries to incorporate stealth elements, which, if you ask my honest opinion, the stealth is balls. True, they give you silencers, but with the fact that as soon as you fire one bullet, every enemy from hell to Houston knows where you are in an instant, that kind of kills the stealth element. But I guess that's just me. That being said, because you need painkillers in order for you to heal, they also made the fact that if you go down and you have a painkiller, it's like Max goes into like a final stand. Basically, when you get killed but you have painkillers on you, Max will be like dropping in slow-mo with his gun up. If you can kill your attacker before you go down completely, you'll get back your health, lose the painkiller, and be back in the fight, as well as kill the attacker in one shot. So at least there's that. At least they know, like, if you have painkillers and you didn't get a chance to heal, you can at least try to save yourself. That being said, the game is still difficult. There's a lot. You can die. You'll die a lot in this game. I will say that right now. You will die a lot. This is no lie. This game, you will die a lot. So, the game being, I kind of like this. You know how most games, when you die a lot, they don't help you in some way? They just leave you to keep dying and dying and dying and dying and dying, trial and error until you finally beat it. Like in Uncharted, they just let you keep dying and dying until either A, you break the disc, or B, you get it finally. In this game, when they see you die 3 times in a row in a certain area, they'll give you some ammo and a painkiller. That's a mercy rule, and I like that. So this way, they're like, okay, he's taking too long here. we might as well give them a helping hand. See, I like that, how the game AI knows, like, you're having an issue in this part, let's give them a painkiller and some ammo. This way you could probably make it through the part finally. That I like a lot. That's a good mercy rule. The mercy rule is probably one of the best things about the story because... Well, not the story, about the gameplay difficulty. Because at least if you die a lot, you'll get your health back. Not your health back. Anytime you die, you get your health back. But if you die 3 times in a row, you'll get a painkiller and some ammo. Extra ammo. So, I like that. Now, let's get into something else. Not only do we have the bullet time, but we have some crazy kill cams. I'm pretty sure a couple of y'all have played Sniper Elite V2. I haven't yet, but I am going to play it soon. Sniper Elite V2 has the idea of using kill cams with sniper rifles so you can actually see where you hit the person, how badly you killed them, and other crap like that. This game has the same thing, only it only works on the last enemy in the hallway. So like if you killed the last enemy in that row of enemies, it'll show a crazy kill cam where they got shot. I had the hilarious scenario in my stream, which is a highlight in my YouTube channel, where it showed the bullet travel halfway across the area and shot some poor dude right in the balls. That was the worst to watch. I just saw it go in the balls one way and then exit out the other, which is kind of funny. No, it's not kind of, it's really funny. So these kill cams allow you to see some funny deaths. They even show kill cams for you. So when you die, they show like 3 different angles of where you died. So this way you can see how you died. One kill cam they showed was, I got shot in the freaking eye, and then you just saw it go through my eye and through the back of my head in another camera, and then finally see my character go down in the last camera and say dead. I thought that was funny. I thought that was hilariously funny, which is good. That being said, do the kill cams get a little boring at times? Depending. But otherwise, I think they're fun to watch. Now let's get into some of the bad stuff about the story. Like I said, the story's not the best story out there, so it's a little hard to follow right away. You have to have played the previous Max Paynes to understand it a little bit more. If you haven't, they still give you information as to why he's like this, but they don't give enough. So it can be a little hard to follow at the start, but once you do your research, you'll be like, oh, okay, that's why. That's one. Number 2, there's some game-breaking bugs in the game. I have a highlight where I was supposed to trigger a story event, but I didn't, and I thought that was just how the game was. I ran down the street, and I fell through the ground. I had to restart my whole game and reload from that previous save, which had to redo that whole firefight again. And then finally, there was a game-breaking, well, not a game-breaking bug, an audio bug where I would see the subtitles below, but the audio wouldn't play. So, and then finally when the audio plays, there's another audio playing, like a voiceover audio, so it sounds like gibberish, and I can't tell what the hell they're saying. So I have to read the subtitles a lot. That's an issue. That's an issue, so I hope Rockstar gets on their queue and fix that. I don't know how they released this game with those kind of bugs that could break your game, and not to mention break the voiceover, which in turn also breaks your experience. Now, I talked about the story. What about the guns? There are a multitude of guns, pistols, revolvers, shotguns, and stuff like that. All guns handle differently, which is good, so there'll be a variety. And you can dual wield in this game. What they decided to do is that you have 3 slots, 2 for pistols and 1 for an assault rifle. Basically, when you use pistols, like you'll have your assault rifle in this hand and your pistol in this one, while you have your other pistol in your holster. If you try to dual wield, he's gonna drop his assault rifle and go dual wield. I kind of like that a little bit. It's a little bit of realism, but that's not really good. It's mainly a nitpick, so I'm not really gonna get into it. Alright, so let's say, alright, after you beat the game, you unlock the score, well, not the score attack, that is already unlocked. But after you beat the game, you unlock all the levels for score attack, and then you unlock the even harder New York Minute. In New York Minute mode, you have to beat the game again, but this time under a time limit. In order for you to increase your time in the level, you have to kill enemies in certain ways. Either kill them normally or kill them with headshots. The more enemies you kill, the more time you get. You lose if you run out of time. So this creates a sense of urgency in the game, which increases the value of fast-paced action. But if I want to be honest, do we really want to play through the story again? Not so much if you want to play if you want to get experience. Basically, when you do New York Minute or Score Attack, whenever you get a medal, that's experience towards your multiplayer. So if you get a gold, you'll get about 500 experience going straight to your multiplayer. So I do recommend playing Score Attack and New York Minute before hopping straight to the multiplayer. So this way you can be like level 3, level 4, and you can create your own classes and stuff like that. That's an advantage. That being said, one thing I didn't mention about the story is that it can get repetitive. The game can be repetitive because it's nothing but running and gunning with slow-mo and stuff like that. It's never frustratingly repetitive like Kane and Lynch, which is, in my honest opinion, the worst game to ever be released on a PS3 and other crap like that. If the company was to make a Kane and Lynch 3, I would strangle them with their own freaking controllers. I would. But it's never repetitive like Kane and Lynch. In Kane and Lynch, it gets boring as fuck. It's nothing but mindless shooting, going behind walls, and crap like that. At least in Max Payne, it's action-packed. You go through a lot of shooting, and at least you can run out of cover with the slow-mo. So at least it's not boring. Max Payne does have fun. Alright, so now let's get into the important parts of the game. The multiplayer. Rockstar said that they were going to improve their multiplayer, so this way it would be on par with Call of Duty and stuff like that. Now, I have to compare it to Modern Warfare 3, even though they're two different games. But let me be blank right now. Let me be point blank right now. The Max Payne 3 multiplayer, I feel, and a lot of other players have agreed with me, is better than Modern Warfare 3. Now, before you Call of Duty fanboys jump down my throat like, oh, I can say that! Modern Warfare 3 is the hypest ever! The game should be Game of the Year! It's the best shooter ever! Da, 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 da. Like that, don't start. Let's get into the important parts. I'm not going to talk much about Modern Warfare 3, but right now Modern Warfare 3 is qualified as the worst Call of Duty game ever. Shit, I dropped my game. But anyways, let me explain. In Max Payne 3, you're only allowed to have 3 classes when you start unlocking classes. There are a multitude of guns in the game, and there are a multitude of different things you could do. Like, you could put body armor on your character so you don't take as much bullet damage. Helmets. You can use different types of guns like shotguns, pistols, assault rifles, yada yada yada. But the thing that I like about the multiplayer in Max Payne 3 is the fact that they have a weight system. The more you carry, the more weight you have. And the more weight you have, the less stamina you get and the less you regenerate health. Which in turn means that some guy can't be rushing around the whole map with a shotgun, just blast people like, rush, boom, you're dead, rush, boom, you're dead, rush, boom, you're dead. They can't do that. Shotguns are made to be heavy, so... And in order for them to pull off a shotgun, they would have to wear armor and stuff like that, which is true. So, there's no way anybody with a shotgun could rush around the whole map and expect to be okay. Like, this is what I like. When you wear a lot of heavier stuff, your health regenerates slower. Which is true in real life. Think about it. If some dude was wearing full-on armor, got shot up, do you really think he's going to heal real quickly? I mean, of course, it's real bullets. You're not going to heal quick, but compared to a guy who's not wearing body armor, sure, his life is at jeopardy because he's not wearing armor, but at least he doesn't have anything hindering him if he can still move. The guy in body armor who's hurt, he has his gear hindering him, which in turn messes with his body. So imagine him completely shot up in real life with body armor. He'll be like this, like limping around. He won't be able to like recover from his wounds as quickly. While the guy without the body armor, true, he's hurt, but if he's still moving, he won't be as limping as much because he won't feel as much pain because he's not having as much burden. So I kind of like that. The less weight you have, the faster you are, but the quicker you die. The more armor you have, the slower you are, but the less you'll die. So I like that. And the weapons you have to buy. All the weapons you have to buy and all the attachments have to be unlocked on the gun. Sort of like how Modern Warfare 3 is. Every weapon has a weapon rank. But that's just the loadouts. What are in the loadouts? You can get helmets. balaclavas, I think they're called. You know, like the masks. Basically, the masks give you more adrenaline when you kill people from behind. I think you can have other crap like that, but I'm not sure. For body, you can have you can have ballistics vests, camo vests, which the enemy can't see your name and if you're an enemy or not as easily anymore. You can have medium-sized vests, or you can have full body armor. Which, of course, the better the armor, the slower you are, but the less bullet damage you take. Then we have attachments. Well, not really attachments, more like gear you can carry. Ranging from sneakers that give you no noise, that like almost like Ninja from Call of Duty, you make no noise, to lockbox, which allows you to hang on to a painkiller when you die. So if you die and you had a painkiller, you keep it, which is cool. And you can unlock more and more abilities. Basically, you only start with one you can have. The more you level up, the more you can put on your character. But that too also creates weight. Attachments, equipment, grenades, all this crap creates weight. So you have to find a right balance for your character and for your style. For most people who are assault, I usually see them wear ballistics vests, AK-47s, and maybe have like certain equipment that will help benefit them. At the same time, there's also abilities. You know how like Max has his bullet time? Your characters can have different abilities like intuition, which allows you to see where they are, see where the enemies are. Big Dog, which heals you and your teammates if they're close by and you take more damage. And I forgot what it was called, but basically you get armor piercing rounds, which allow you to do more damage to armored opponents. That doesn't really create any weight. Those are like abilities, sort of like max bullet time. There are many different modes in the Max Payne 3 multiplayer, ranging from Team Deathmatch to... Team Deathmatch is about, I think, 6 on 6. I think so. And then there's Large Team Deathmatch, which is 8 on 8, which I find a lot of fun. Then you have other games like Gang War, which is basically, it's gang versus gang in 5 games. The first 4 games help determine how many points you have when you start the 5th game, which is a straight up free-for-all. Not free-for-all, a straight up team deathmatch, which I find a lot. Then there's Painkiller, which is basically like Juggernaut from Halo, except there's 2 players. One plays as Max Payne, the other plays as Passos. In order for you to gain points, you have to be playing as Max Payne or Passos. So you have to kill either or. When you're either or, you take more damage and you have certain guns, but of course, you also have the bullet time. So Max and Passos have the better abilities compared to the normal players. In order for you to win, you have to get enough points as either or. That's how you win the game. And basically, when you're Max or Passos, you work together with your teammate, whoever is Max or Passos. So say I'm Passos, you work with Max. And if you're not Max or Passos, you work with your team to try to take them out. Like use your team to your advantage so you can get the kill. There are other modes, but I just haven't played them yet. But I will say the multiplayer is very good, and I will say it's very fair. There is plenty of room for opportunity for anybody, even a new player, to wipe the floor with a very experienced player. Hell, look at me. I was a level 1. I used the Snitch. Yes, it's called a Snitch class. He uses a Mac 10. No body armor, no equipment, nothing. Just a Mac 10. Basically, I would run around the whole map, and I killed a lot of level 9, level 10s when I was level 1. So, all this equipment, all this gear, even the starting classes are fair enough that a new player can get kills real easily and learn the game real easily. So, the multiplayer, I say, is definitely really good. All in all, what can I say about Max Payne? I like this game. I think Max Payne 3 was definitely worth the wait. It was definitely worth the 8-9 year wait. It's not in the same range as Half-Life 2. Half-Life 2 took 4 years and it was near perfect. I wouldn't say near, well yeah I would. I would say Half-Life 2 was near perfect because of the graphics, the gameplay at the time. And I still say Half-Life 2 is probably one of those best games at that time. Max Payne 3 still isn't like the best game of the time. It still has a very stale but works on the concept really well. And I would say It's earned a place in my top 10 favorite games. All in all, I highly recommend Max Payne 3. It's definitely a great game. I don't know if this is the last Max Payne. I'm not sure, but I'm not going to spoil anything. I don't know if this is going to be the last Max Payne, but if you want to find out the story, find out what finally happens to Max, will he be able to leave the past behind him, or will he become a victim of his own, I don't know what to say, of his own issues. Basically, play this game. I give this game an 8.25. Do I want to give it an 8.25? You know what? I'm giving it an 8.5. This game is great. I give it a really good score. The game breaking bugs and the audio bugs, if there wasn't any of that, I would have given this game a 9.5. But being as such, this game is good. So, 8.5 on Max Payne 3. Whoever out there says Max Payne 3 sucks, the multiplayer sucks, you! You obviously have no clue what you've been talking about. If you've never played Max Payne 1 or 2, then you probably don't know anything about the Max Payne series, and that's probably the people who are saying this game sucks. I already said the issues, that it's repetitive, there's audio bugs, there's game-breaking bugs. That's about it. There's not a lot of complaints about this game. And it can be difficult, yes, but at least it's not difficult enough where you want to kill yourself. At least the game is nice enough to give you a mercy rule. So, let me make sure I got it set. 8.5 for Max Payne 3. I highly recommend it. I say don't miss this game. I'm Keanu47, aka Wolfkeen. Catch you later.